holding the beer out. That is the coolest.
We're live, folks. We are live.
Uh-oh. Who's first? Who's going to be first?
Let's see.
Who's quickest on the draw? Was it Matt there?
There's nobody yet.
Oh, my God. Matt's so
Today they don't say nothing. Geez, sorry, guys. Sorry.
Ooh, that voice sounded very sexy. Oh, there he is.
There he is. Maddie, I hope you're feeling better. He just got his second COVID shot, so he was a little under the weather.
Hey, Matt, I was with you. I got mine on Tuesday, and I was in bad shape yesterday and today. Oh, my God. Convulsing, 102 temperature.
You know what my trick has been? Is to just get drunk afterwards. I got my first shot.
That's what I did.
I got my first shot, and I got drunk, and I felt just fine the next day. Arm was sore. The second shot, got drunk, just got really hungover, and I went to the Padre game.
Me and this guy, 2 peas in a pod. That's exactly what I did.
I was nervous. I'm like, I'm not even gonna mess with this. I haven't had any beer for like 3 days. I just didn't want to mess with it because I really need it, But it got me to thinking, like, geez, if I would have got COVID, my immune system's acting this way to that. It was awful. Like I was seriously convulsing all night long. It was terrible.
Well, Maddie, hopefully you feel better watching us be ridiculous on here. So,
I would have now if I was Matt. I would have got drunk on barbecue right after I got the second shot. That's what I would have done, gotten a food coma, and you would have never known. They might have had to intubate. I don't know.
You would have known if it was the meat sweats or not.
Right, exactly.
Oh, got the meat
sweats. There you go. It's type barbecue sauce.
There it is, yeah.
Anyways, I hope you feel better, Matt. But you're safe, Matt. You're going to be safe. That's cool. Hi, Brian.
Beagle! Oh, tomorrow's Beagle's birthday. Happy birthday!
Birthday, Beegs!
Didn't he just have one last year? Good Lord!
So needy. He needs one every year.
I'm surprised he come back on the show.
He is going to be on the show. He's going to be on tomorrow's episode.
Mug Club exclusive. Hey Brian, what are you doing for your birthday? You can't type pariah faster. Original 40 pariah North Park Beer Company.
Yes.
And Ponzi's.
Oh, Ponzi's. Yeah, Ponzi's. I didn't know we had one up here in Forest Ranch, but we do, and I finally had Ponzi's for the first time a couple weeks ago. It was not bad. Okay, that wasn't the glowing review you were probably looking for, but
no, because I'm the other direction.
She doesn't like Ponce's, remember?
I hate it.
She loves the flan. That's the only thing she loves there.
Well, notice I didn't go crazy about it. But we did get some
her and Brian get down on that coconut flan.
Hey, he had Ponce's tonight.
I was like, what? I'm like, Brian, you still under Indie Beer Show?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
he can't leave us, guys. He just can't leave us. Just can't leave.
Wow. Well, I hope Brian has food for you then. Brian Mitchell. There's a lot of Brians. It's very ancestral around here. Well, we can start whenever, but it's up to producer Abel because he knows when it's right.
We got about 9 people watching right now.
Okay, that's a good start.
You're the start.
It'll pick up, Guillermo. It'll pick up.
Everybody's still trying. They're trying to get home right now. They're trying to put the kids to bed. They're putting the kids to bed, feeding the dog, and they're getting ready to sit down.
And it was sprinkling. And people don't know how to drive in the rain.
It's what we expected here at the brewery tonight, anyway. Not that much, with the weather.
You have an audience there. You have an audience.
Yeah.
I have two dogs watching.
All right, guys, we're gonna start the show. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Heyo!
Heyo.
Welcome to the Indie Beer Show with me, Brandon, Estella, and Abel. Also, Guillermo Nasser, the owner of Align Brewing, and also the guy who makes all the beer happen over there at the Miramar Brewery that we're talking about. Welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you very much, and thank you for having me.
Oh, anytime. You know, we like brewers and beer and things like that, so thanks for being here. This is the first time that you've been on a podcast about your brewery, if I'm not mistaken. Is that correct?
It's the first time I've been on a podcast ever.
Oh,
wow. All right.
Yes. We apologize now. We apologize now.
You might have picked the wrong one.
Yeah. This is probably not the right place to start. But I mean, you start at the bottom.
I've seen a couple episodes.
We apologize for those as well.
You know Brian's no longer on the show, right?
Yeah.
I just want to make sure. Okay.
It was Estella I was worried about.
Not at all.
Both, I can easily take her off. So see, I can easily just take her off if you're that uncomfortable.
All right. Well, beer makes everything better and a little easier. Mm-hmm. So why don't you tell us about the beer that we're drinking right now, which I'm really enjoying?
Right now we are drinking some Cuatro Casas. This is our dark lager. It was historically an amber lager. Kind of dialed back on the sweetness. Brought out the roasted character, lightened up the body, and what you're getting is a light, crisp, dry beer with some toasted character and a little bit of roast in the back end. Light IBU.
When you say historical, you mean historically for Align?
Historically for Align, this was the flagship amber lager. Personally, maybe I had a little bit of a problem with how sweet it was, and its body. I felt it was a little too heavy. So, in dialing back on some of those sweeter malts, some of the specialty malts, and changing the recipe a little bit, we ended up with a drier beer, lighter on the body, and a little bit more of a roasted beer. I felt it was no longer an amber lager.
Okay, so quit trying to justify you changing the beer. It's your brewery. You can change the damn beer. So, you know.
Choose that. But I mean, we got to pay a little homage to
of course.
Before, right?
Yeah, of course. Well, but honestly, you change the beer. You kind of own the place. You do what you want now.
And I will say it's better now.
It's a good adjustment. I think it's a really nice beer. Nothing about it's overdone. It's completely balanced. Totally savory beer, not sweet in the least. It's kind of got that brown ale quality without the caramel that makes it, brown ales also can tend to be sweet as well. It's just a really nice dry beer. It cancels out on your palate really fast.
Yeah. I'm like, it's like a perfect finish. So you're like, cool.
Yeah.
I'll probably drink way too much of it. Watch.
You can drink a lot of it. It's only 5. So yeah.
Very easy drink. Very easy drinking. It just turns some people off with the color though. They see the word dark and they see the color. And they say, I don't like dark beers or heavy beers. I'm like, no, try it.
Yeah, I like that is your MO. It's like, try it. Then you can tell me you don't like it. That's
right.
Good. And that's pretty good. Yeah. That's pretty good for a new brewery owner. So most people, it takes them a long time to learn that. But you are new to the brewery ownership game, but not new to brewing or the science of fermentation. So maybe tell us a little bit about your life previous to your involvement and having Align. Go. Who are you? How'd you get here?
It all started. No, I'm just kidding. It was 12 years ago. I started homebrewing with a friend. Picked up from there. Took an interest in it. I'm a biochemist by trade. I've been working in the industry here, local in San Diego, for about 10 years plus now. I've done a lot of fermentation science between BP Biofuels and all my other companies that I've worked. Kind of moved into some consulting as well. That's where I pick up a lot of the science, the fermentation science, the process engineering side of it. I've also been a student for the UCSD Brewers Program.
Heyo.
So that's I also picked up a lot of knowledge there. So it's just been a combination of what I've picked up in the industry over the years, the schooling, and just trial and error by home brewing. But that's who I am. I'm all over the place. Is the answer to that.
Okay, well, it was a good answer. Very nice and concise. I mean, good job. So how'd you get to know the previous owner of Align, Andrew, and come to take control of his brewery?
Well, it was kind of weird. Funny story is actually, I was getting laid off from BP Biofuels. We did bioethanol, so it was basically fermentation on an industrial scale. I was getting laid off in 2016. Okay. And kind of strolled in through the area. We used to take these really long lunches because, well, I mean, we're done, right? And we ended up here, and we would drink. We jumped between two kids at Pacific Brewing, and so that was back in the day. And that's when I first came into the establishment, not knowing that I was sitting in my future establishment. But I got to know Andrew first there, not well, but in my endeavor to start what was collective culture, and I'm sure we'll talk about this was a business down the way, a couple units down, and then working there, trying to build the kitchen, doing it all by hand. I would just peek my head out for a beer, and I would walk into Align, and I would hang out till the wee hours, and got to know Andrew very well. He got to know me and what I was trying to accomplish over there, and like the business model and the mission behind it. And ultimately, when he was trying to make his exit, he made an offer, and because he wanted to go towards that sort of cause, and that's how we kind of made that little bit of alliance. But I needed him, so I kept him, and we kept him on as a stakeholder. So Andrew's very much still a part of the company.
Yeah,
I'm very happy to have him.
It was such a I don't know, like it was so under the radar, this transactional period for the brewery, that, I mean, I like to fancy myself as knowing a lot about San Diego beer news. Maybe you noticed, but I didn't even know. And Andrew's always just been kind of a difficult guy to get info from in general. And, he thinks outside the box, like just the fact that he thought of you immediately as somebody to take over the business and do something awesome with it. Yeah, I mean, I don't think a lot of people knew about the change, so it's great to have you on here to kind of talk about it. And now, since you've taken over, you've kind of spoken to it already, but you have a two-pronged approach with this whole thing. And that, one, you do want to pay homage to what Align has been historically, what Andrew put in place, including beers. But then at the same time, you want to go ahead and put your own spin on beers that exist. And then, of course, introduce some new recipes. So kind of tell us about that. And it's a little bit of a balancing act. So how do you do that? And how's the reception been so far?
So it's been a difficult balancing act. I mean, yes, purposely at the beginning we tried to kind of keep it quiet, low news, because it was not a good fallout with the previous company, and we wanted everything to kind of go smoothly in the transition. And so my initial approach was to keep operations running as they were and continue to produce, learn the system, get familiar with everything here, how the business operated. And it just made sense to basically do what was already happening without going in having my idea. I did have an idea of how we wanted to drive the business. So I felt it was better to kind of pick it back up, get on our feet, make sure it's nice and strong before we start implementing changes, bringing in new products, because what people didn't know was Align. They knew the beers that were here, they knew the mainstays, and when they came in, that's what they wanted. That's what I gave them. But slowly, I felt the need to start, obviously, branching out. I mean, what does the new ownership have to offer? And that was something that we're starting to build out upon. That was something that was going to begin just prior to the pandemic. Unfortunate shutdown, about a year. And now that we're back, we brought the mainstays back. So we basically picked ourselves up from where we were about a year ago, and now are starting to incorporate some new products and some new, with a different thought. Right, these are the new beers that I want to bring in. Andrew was known for specific styles and types of beers, and even his staples. But while I want to keep them around and provide those for the clientele, I also want to give them a little peace of mind.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. Well, I'm glad you did so far because I'm really enjoying the little twists here, and I'm really looking forward to trying your beers. So,
well, good. Yeah, those are interesting.
So for those that haven't been there, do you guys have outdoor seating? Is it just indoors right now? Like what are you guys doing, and what are your hours, just so people know and they can go and
So,
drink some of these beers?
right. Oh, that makes sense. So we have opened up. We do have outdoor seating in the front and the rear of our establishment. We're slowly starting to allow a little bit of seating on the indoors, mostly on the edges, but just to kind of keep safe. We still want to keep with the guidelines and everything, and just make sure everybody's safe. Hours as of now are Thursdays 4 to 8, Fridays 4 to 9, and Saturdays 2 to 9. But depending on whether you're hanging out and I'm having a good time, I tend to keep it open for a couple of
see, you've already learned the most important thing about brewery ownership. It's like, you got a fun time and revenue.
Yeah, I'll never drive out a good crowd. I enjoy people. I enjoy talking about the products and sharing them with everybody. So if anyone's here, they're willing to hang out and just listen to me, spill my thoughts into their ears, then absolutely.
Abel, he said a good crowd. That means we can't go there. We're not the good crowd.
I don't know. Yeah, you look like my late night crowd.
Abel.
Yeah. Seriously.
Look, you left. Oh wait,
oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Is it the beard? Is it the beard? So we gave it away.
For me, I think it's the sunken eyes and the looming loneliness, stuff like that.
Hey, so I brought you guys a beer from Mexico.
Yeah,
Stella Chavez is back, y'all. Stella Chavez is back. So this beer is from Monterrey. This is Cervecería Principia. And I actually met them at Ensenada Beer Fest a few years back. Brandon, we were there.
Oh, yeah. It was good times.
They had the prettiest stand of everybody. It was all this woodwork, and it was absolutely gorgeous. Yeah. It made you want to go drink there. Like, you could tell they put a very, very big effort into their spot. But I actually haven't tried this beer, so I brought it for you guys. I finally found a really good bottle shop in Tijuana, right by my dentist. So you'll be getting a lot more beers. But this is their session IPA, and I haven't drank this, so try it out.
I've never rooted for someone to have dental work more in my life.
What you're telling us, you're going to have very clean teeth, but some good beers.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That's a lot of money, but good beers. And they have good food too, so But anyway, yeah. So ooh. Whoa.
What happened?
This is happening.
Oh. Huh.
I'm like, okay.
That did not happen to me, but this beer's got a lot of that lemon candy. I wonder if there's like El Dorado or lemon drop in there. It's really...
I don't know. I didn't.
And lemon's like, it's almost got kind of a...
I just realized I didn't bring a glass either.
Eucalyptus type thing going on too. If you're into that kind of thing. It looks like Memo's not... He's like, if you're not drinking my beer, I'm getting out of here.
He left.
Now, all right.
He left. He's out.
He gone.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love the design too. And I remember that was the really big,
huge.
I remember I must have stood there for like an hour talking to people. I was having so much fun there.
And they were the nicest, and they have won a few medals. They put out really, really good beers. I will try to bring some more from them. And eventually, hopefully, I can get them on the show. Is the hope. But yeah, really good guys down there, and I hope you enjoy this beer, guys. So cheers.
Yeah, cheers. Thank you for thinking of us. I've missed Chavez.
Yeah, me too.
And she's already got a couple more hooked up, so it's not going away.
Yeah. So, you guys got a couple more coming up.
If anything bad happens, just like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yank a tooth out and make an excuse.
I have to go back again, so damn it. But we got some beers coming from Insurgente. And I got some beers coming from Mexicali for you guys as well.
Oh, I love the scene out there.
Yeah, so we got some coming from Fauna, Mammoth. So yeah, just check those out. I will try to get a beer that is also sold here. So I know our viewers also want to try the beers. So I'm going to try to get something that's sold here too, so you guys can go and pick it up, because Bottlecraft is going to be helping us out with facilitating the beers for you guys as well. So
that's wonderful.
Yeah, so it'll be cool. It'll be good. It'll be good. But yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, this was really nice. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's very good. It's very crisp, clean beer. Like it says, session IPA. Nothing wrong with it at all.
Yeah. And there was an infinite. Well, there was an infinite amount of hazies, and I was like, no, let's do something else for April.
Oh, God bless.
Bring that haze craze back. So we're speaking of Guillermo Memo resurrecting breweries, because he brought that one back to life. I think our top 3 should be on that same topic. So I'm thinking that we should do like your top 3 San Diego breweries we'd like to see resurrected. I will go first since I started here, but I will go, and I think we talked about it a little bit in the Patreon thing. So one of the things, Thunderhawk Breweries, I would love to see resurrected and come back.
Yeah.
John over there is a great guy.
It's okay.
This happens all the time.
Well, we all steal each other. That's why I go first. So I mean, Thunderhawk is one of my favorites. I missed them. I didn't miss how much I missed that brewery. It was gone. Especially the one he did with his brother, the collab.
Hot pudding.
Hot pudding. Hot pudding was so great.
I love that beer.
Yeah, it was a good one.
I liked it. I loved it.
Yeah.
So Memo, what do you
get that
think? Memo, what's your number 3?
Is it this way?
That way.
What's your number 3 then?
Well, I'm going to add to that one because those are my neighbors here in the Miralani District, right? Not only Thunderhawk, but I miss 2 kids as well.
Oh, you just stole mine.
Okay, my number 3 is a tie between 2 kids and Thunderhawk. It was a tie. Both of them.
Yeah, those are 2 of the breweries that I wish would have stayed around. Hot Pudding, King of Samunda. Smashing anything that 2 kids would come out with was awesome.
The cupcake, the cupcake beer. Oh, that was so good.
The ESB.
You're like the ESB.
I'm serious. I love the fact that they had an ESB on all year long. 2 kids. 2 kids. Yeah. I really loved them. I thought that they were kind of the heart and soul of the Makers District. No offense to anybody else in there, but since they've left,
they really were.
Yeah, you've noticed like you can feel their absence a lot. It's not like it's terrible. I mean, it's still a wonderful place to go, and there's still plenty of there's lots of vivacity and lots of great.
Absolutely.
Great things happening from a craftsman standpoint, but their personalities, they were really great bringing people together and doing those walkabouts and all the things that they did.
I was going to say, they brought that back. They're doing one this weekend?
Yeah.
I think
by the way, this Saturday we are doing a walkabout is Berry.
Yeah, it's Berries.
Yeah. So we'll all be playing on that one.
You might see me.
Oh, okay. Yes, please come by.
Since he took 2 kids, and I already talked about 2 kids, I probably shouldn't get another one. My big tie was like with Fallbrook Brewing. Fallbrook Brewing was a great place. I really enjoyed it. That community needed it, even if they didn't know they needed it. But anyway, so that was my tie-ish thing. So I just had to say it. All right.
Yeah.
And Estella, you were tied with the 2 that we talked about. But
yeah, no, that was my tie. It was 2 kids and Thunderhawk, because I only have 1 tie this week, guys. Don't judge me. But but yeah, both of those.
She has an honorable mention later, though.
Stop it.
I'm just enjoying the great minds think alike thing we got going. I mean, we're all just in this zone. It's very good.
Well, I also put them together because they were both in the same area, and that was like one of my favorite places to go to do the walkabout, and it was so great, and I'm so glad they brought it back. So Unfortunately, I'm at the brewery on Saturdays now, so I might not be able to make it as much as I used to. But still, I miss those two places an awful lot. So, yeah, that's my number 3.
Okay. We'll save you some of the offering. We got
that's what I'm talking
about. Raspberry chocolate stout.
Oh, yes. All right. Yes. Please save me some. Yeah. Yeah. You're talking his language right now. Yeah.
Gotcha.
He's.
I didn't grow this beard with hazies. All right. This all comes from stouts. So.
Very good. All right. Well, on to another beer, but this one's going to be from Align. So, what do we have in next here, sir?
What do we got on it? This is
Smash for Stash.
Smash right in your face.
Smash for Stash.
This is our Smash single malt, single hop beer. We brew this one with Maris Otter and a little Centennial on there. About 40 IBU, coming in at about 5.6 ABV.
Okay.
I like the Maris Otter.
Some smooth drinking, right? It's a malty sweet beer. Kind of has a little bit of the floral notes on the back end from the Centennial, a little herbal and a little citrus as well.
Yeah,
it sure does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very good, very good. And what else is good about it is the reason that you made it. So I know it's part of a campaign. So maybe you could share a little bit about that with our crowd.
Sure. It was during the pandemic that they reached out. If you'll know, the way I would like to operate my business is not just so much, any business needs to create some funds, but it's more for being purpose driven, helping out your communities and having some sort of a purpose. These guys reached out. They plucked a couple strings with me. Stash Strong is the organization. They're out of New York. A gentleman and his brother who had a glioblastoma, unfortunately has passed away, but they started the organization and was originally an event called Brew Stash Strong. Started with Oscar Blues Brewing. For 3 years, they carried it solely and would create a smash beer called Smash for Stash, and would offer this beer during the month of May during Brain Cancer Awareness Month. And the idea is to just create the beer, sell and drive some proceeds over to the organization, who is raising money for clinical trials and research, which is lacking in that sort of industry. What they did this year was start just reaching out to breweries across the country. When they reached out to me, they had about 110. I think they're up to 200 now. 200 breweries across the nation that are all creating a smash beer, Smash for Stash. We're all just doing the same thing and offering it throughout the month of May, and hoping to raise as much proceeds as possible for the organization. And so if you guys are around or anybody, come on by. We'll be releasing it the last day of April and all throughout the month.
So this isn't even out yet. Ooh, okay.
No, it's not out. You guys got the sneak peek.
Sass. Love that.
I was like, I already liked it, but now it's even better. It tastes like privilege and luxury.
This is the greatest beer ever.
Yeah. And we're doing good at the same time, guys. We're doing good.
Exactly.
Please go drink this beer, guys.
And so for anyone who's interested, Stash Strong, STACHE strong.org is the website if you want to learn a little bit more about that charity. But really cool. And the beer is good too. So it's always nice when you have a charity beer and it actually tastes really good.
Yeah.
Say, all right, cool. That makes it much easier to buy.
That's the best part.
It's almost kind of like you talk about the herbal component of it. It's almost like an English American ale at the same time. Really good. But so now a lot of people.
It's that wonderful Maris Otter.
Absolutely. So in the midst of a pandemic, it can be very difficult to find time, resources to be part of a charity effort like this. So we commend you for that. I know that is a very big part of your mission. Can you kind of tell us your plans for making positive change within the community through charity involvement like this?
Right. I mean, a lot of organizations, a lot of businesses can take the stance that they would like to do something. Excuse me, my earbud fell out. But they would like to take a stance and do something for their communities and provide. However, I don't feel that a lot of those charity dollars reach those communities and give an immediate impact. And so our goal is to take a little more of a look within the immediate communities which we function immediately and start finding and even taking recommendations on how we can lend a hand, right?
Nice.
Very cool. Right. The idea is to be a part of your community and be as strong as you can, help them up. We'll get into the collective culture part of it, but it's more of a community effort. We don't just want to be in your community, selling a product, come buy it, sell it, create have your typical capitalistic business model. The idea is to drive that and then push that revenue back out into those immediate communities and play it small, keep it small. Small changes, but they make a big impact.
Right.
Nice.
Oh, absolutely. So now going back, you had touched on it a little bit before. You were closed for a significant amount of time, not too long ago.
Too much.
But you were telling me kind of what you spent your time on during that period to better the business, so that when you opened, it would be as great as it could be. So maybe take us through how you spent that time and kind of what that has helped you with now that you're open again.
Right. We spent a lot of that time breaking things down. As I mentioned before, I held a day job and we had a child, and there wasn't much time. The hours that we were open, the few that I could squeeze in, and there was, you've always got that mental list of all the things that you would like to accomplish, and you need this, got to do this, and you jump back and forth. But the pandemic, not only did it give me a wonderful opportunity to spend time with my family at home as a remote, but it also gave me the time to break down the system, change gaskets, implement new equipment, and change the process a little bit, add things that we were missing to kind of help adjust with that process. Everything from lines, gaskets, faucet, everything was replaced. And it gave me the time to actually just get down to the nitty gritty, little things where that you just don't have time to. You say, we'll get to it when we have the opportunity.
Yep.
It gave me that time to do that. And not only in doing that and testing those things out, we were able to develop a couple recipes throughout as well, test that system out in its new capacity. And that's pretty much how we spent our time.
Okay. And what's the feedback been? Because you have an interesting clientele, and that some go back not only to Align before you, but then like you to Pacific before Align. Are there diehards who've been there since the Pacific days who have kind of given you feedback on what you're doing now, and what's it been like?
It's been a mixed batch. There has been people that are that have come back from the Pacific days. There's people who stopped coming and then decided to come and try it again. There's people, all sorts. And I feel we've built a new clientele. To be quite honest, we don't see a lot of the old heads as much as we'd like to. They do come around sporadically, and we do have a couple of retained clientele that are rather loyal. They love the beers. They'll always be here. We're thankful for them. And so the response it's been a mixed batch, to be honest. There's quite a bit. But what we get a lot of is That's what
so sneaky.
Yes, master.
So sneaky.
He's going to be on the ground next time. Army crawl. Like,
it's the Army crawl, Rich.
It's okay to know people at the breweries behind the scenes. It's great.
It's packed, you guys. It's packed right now. That's why there's so many people walking by. Yeah.
But overall, just getting back to the overall response we've got is a higher quality beer, better atmosphere, more personable client people behind the bar.
Nice.
Rashawn, who helped me with the technical difficulties here on the audio.
He seemed very cool.
Yeah.
Oh, he's amazing. Come in and see Ray. You'll love him.
He's Instagram famous. I saw him on your Instagram.
That's him.
I'm like, I know that guy. I didn't know he was IT too.
It's a different atmosphere. It's a different type of beer. It's a different quality of beer. And I'd recommend anybody coming in trying it. If you've been to Align before, give it another try. It's not the same. Yeah.
I'm excited to go back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Would you mind just real quick, just like, what is the vibe like in there now? Because I don't know, it was never stale or anything when I went in Pacific Days or the original line, but like, what should I expect now when I come to visit the tasting room?
You'll expect, well, for one, yours truly.
Sold. All right.
We'll get a variety of beers. It's just a different environment. I don't want to speak badly of anything before, but it wasn't exactly inviting. You'll feel it. So it's hard to explain, but come on in, Brandon. You'll see the difference.
I'm getting closer.
I know exactly what you're talking about because I had been aligned before, and I didn't feel that I so much wanted to go back. First of all, I walked in and there was no music. It was just like dead silent in there, and I was like, "Oh, okay, hello." I mean, nothing bad. I did enjoy some of the beers, but it just wasn't so friendly, so just welcoming,
it never lacked good beer. This place always
I did like the beer. Yeah, yep.
But it wasn't. You wouldn't bring your family here.
Yes.
So do you have music now?
Yeah.
Yes. Not now, because we don't. What is it, the ants marching? Type of
something like that. Something some guy said.
Yeah, no, it's changed, and we've got food that rotates throughout, so it's a little more than just beer. We interact with some food vendors.
Yeah,
interact a little more with our community.
You do food trucks or okay, cool.
Yes, every Saturday. Every Saturday we got a High Bite San Diego. Throughout the week, I think you've seen them at Thorn Street down in Barrio Logan. High Bite San Diego, Hawaiian foods with the Baja Fusion. Harvey there makes some delicious foods. You got to try the Kahlua pork fries.
Oh,
I've
sold. Yes, sounds great.
Yes.
Yeah, I've had that somewhere else. Maybe it wasn't Thorn. Maybe it was Thorn. But anyway, yes.
They sell out. They sell out every week that they're here, unfortunately. Nice. People show up and they're like, "Where's the pork?" And I'm like, "Sorry, they left." We try to keep them till 8. That's our goal. We want them here till 8, but you got to show up early because they will always sell out. This week they've got part of the walkabout with the berries. They've got some habanero raspberry chicken wings.
You lost me at chicken wings and habanero. Sorry.
I'll put 2 orders. That's why you won to me. Can I put my order in now? 2 orders.
Yeah.
The one Mexican that doesn't eat spicy. The one Mexican that doesn't eat spicy food. I know. Yeah.
Hey, there is no shame in your game. It's fine. You be true to you. So it's time for what we drank. Now that we know what we're going to eat, it's time to find out what we drank. And we should start with Estela.
So I went to Ballast yesterday because I had a meeting. 3 hours later, I had eaten, I had drank. I just went with the IPA flight that they have. It was just a good old favorite, and the beer that I finished with was Sculpin because there was no watermelon Dorado. You guys know how to do watermelon Dorado. But yeah, just a good old Ballast Point Sculpin, and it's what I've been drinking at the games as well. Padre games, that, and it's just swinging Friar. So yeah, that's what I drank last. Senor?
Which one, me?
Yes.
Yes.
Wait, she even pointed.
I pointed at you, bro.
But you could have pointed in all different directions. No, I'm just playing. It could have gone like there and then around and back there. Well, of course, earlier you guys text me and asked where I was at, and I told you I was at Fall. Surprise. But you know what was actually
mug. That was a cool mug, by the way.
What's surprising though is that because things are getting back to normal in a sort of a way. Things are opening up. I was at Livewire last night, and then I went to Fall today. Usually, I go to Fall and then I end up at Livewire. It's never the other way around. So it was nice to be back at Livewire too, to sit there and have my old fashioned and see Thaddeus, try to give me a reach around. But it was cool. We won't go that far in anything else. But yes, Fall Brewing. I was at Fall Brewing. The last beer that I drank was the Virgin and Fall collab that they did. It's called the Domestic Double Dry Hop Pale Ale. It's all like domestic hops that came out of San Francisco, Sacramento area or something like that. It's at Simcoe, Citra, Strata, and Amarillo. So it was really good. Had a good nose to it, very floral, and I had 2 of those glasses, and then I ended off with the 2 a.m. bike ride. Sorry.
Of course you did. I'm surprised you don't start and finish with that beer, but
I don't make sandwiches in my beer. I just drink them.
As long as you finish.
I don't want to make a black and tan in my belly. I just.
Hey, memo to memo. What was the last beer that you drank for the show?
Last beer that I had was at McKellar. They had their anniversary recently.
Yeah.
One of the last breweries I was able to visit. Windows and Circles is one of their beers. It was a farmhouse ale. I don't know. I just kind of went on a whim. Farmhouse ale, but I love anything funky, anything grassy.
It was good. It was good.
It was great. I liked it. I mean, I would go out and say that it was probably an acquired taste, but but it was great.
All right. Okay.
Very cool.
Yeah,
I had an obvious beer. So everyone's had this beer. It's called Apricot Bridget, from Second Shift Brewing in St. Louis, Missouri, and 5.6% sour ale with apricots. It was really, really good. I just dug this thing up, and I was like, "Damn, this is really good." Next thing I knew, I had 2. And it was Taco Tuesday, it was Monday, but it felt like Taco Tuesday because this beer was so good. Anyway, I really enjoyed having a beer from someplace else that was really, really tasty. So, anyways, nice and funky and fruity. So I think, we done good on this.
All right.
All right. So I think we should get back to the top 3. Of our top 3 San Diego breweries we'd like to see resurrected. Since I went first last time and Estella went last, and you go first, Estella. Now I'm pointing at you.
Yes, thank you, sir. Thank you. I'm going to say Intergalactic because I love Intergalactic. Alex, miss you. I know you're only in Fresno, but still, I love that brewery. The fact that they embraced my love of Star Wars made me love them even more. So I miss all of their beers. I miss the staff. I miss everything about that place. So that for me would be number 2.
Number 2. All right, Brandon, you're next.
For me, it's Benchmark Brewing. I really, really loved beer. Yeah. The beer flavored beers they made
beer.
It wasn't just a slogan. I mean, if you're going to lead with that and say, you know what, no adjuncts, no this, no that, I'm just going to make pure, clean, traditional beer flavored beer. You have to have really good beer, and they did. It was just great drinking beer that you could come to their tasting room or enjoy wherever you could get it. Sometimes at the stadium, even, which was really cool. But the thing I loved the most, though, was seeing somebody who had spent so much time accomplishing so much, winning so many, helping to win so many awards at a large brewery for so many years, finally get out of relative anonymity and show what they could do on their own and just kill it. It's great to see that Matt Aiken, who I'm talking about, is still in the game over at Duckfoot and doing a good job with them too. So, so at least we still have him in the community. But that Benchmark was just a great place to go and like hang out and have a good time, an easy time. So, I missed that.
Brendan, what was the name of the beer that you made for Beer to the Rescue there?
I didn't make a beer for that, but Hildegard, the triple IPA that would come out every year, they would
Hildegard,
always associate Beer to the Rescue with that. And oh man, that was a great beer that changed a little bit every year, but it was really tasty. And
I did love that beer.
Fun party to go to. Yeah, the release party for that thing.
Yeah,
always.
Yeah. Hey guys, next beer. Let's go.
No, wait, no, we got to hear memos.
We got two more.
We got to hear mine.
Oh shit! Sorry.
Chill, girl.
All right. Yeah. God, I told you.
I mean, I'm in support of more beer, but
I'm just opening mine while you guys keep
talking. Just prep it up.
So took our intergalactic, the one that we had missed, but I had only really been introduced to through two kids because Alex would come around and brew with two kids.
Yeah.
So got to come alive here within the district. Never had the privilege of going by. Regrettable. But I'm going to go ahead and say Council Brewing.
Yeah.
We miss Council, and it's mostly for the time and the I guess the memories that were there. We would often go drink there after our classes from the UCSD program, and we would all meet there, have a couple of beers. It would get fuzzy, so I couldn't tell you any of the beers that I drank. I will tell you that they were delicious, and it was a great time. And
I still have a few
bottles. You're so busy studying.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I was cramming so hard.
It was so hard.
I said I went to school for the wrong profession. It should have been beer.
Hey, you're in it now, so Abel.
All right, so my number 2, and I'll make this quick, Estella, so you can pop your next beer.
I'm already drinking it. It doesn't matter.
So this brewery wasn't around for very long, but I made friends with the owner, guy Mark, great guy. I had their beers. They were up in North County, Papa Mercedes, and they were like probably one of my favorite breweries in North County. That was new, the new breweries that were coming around. Because, Rulauer's next door and them, and they were right next to each other. Rulauer's great, but Papa Mercedes. And every time I had their beers at any festivals, I was like, always like, wanted to come back, get more, wanting to get, bigger glass, like not these tasters. I'm like, hey, Mark, give me a bigger glass. And he would. He actually give me some whiskey too, but that's a whole different story.
Yeah.
But
Mark
Papa
amazing.
Papa
Mercedes,
amazing,
I should say. Yeah.
If Papa Mercedes can come back and Mark bring his style back, worked his butt off to trying to make that happen, and it just didn't succeed. But they made good beers, and a lot of beers that he made were really good from micheladas too. So
yeah, he that brewery was one of the breweries that I was like, there's Mexicans. We're finally there. We're finally there.
And they were north of the wall. They were north of the wall
they
too.
Were
they
were way north.
They weren't in Barrio Chula. They were like way up there. Like,
but Papa Marcets and Mark, honestly, and he was so supportive of like everything we ever did. Mm-hmm. So amazing guy. I know he's not in San Diego anymore, but I mean, I would be amazing. And I was so happy when I would walk into Savage Wood and see him there too, because he was helping out behind the bar there. So Mark, hi, we miss you.
And if you're not watching, why aren't you watching?
Yeah, why aren't you watching, Mark? Damn it.
You're missing out on a real love fest here. That's right. So Estella, what are we drinking now?
Oh, what? Oh, okay. Sorry, guys. Sorry.
Don't be sorry. We like beer. It's fine.
Yeah. Okay. So West Coast IPA, sir. Thank you very much for including this. This is 7.4. Is that right?
7.4.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. I've been drinking it for a minute now. I think it's delicious.
I'm actually gonna call out Brandon here. It's not a West Coast IPA.
Oh, what?
Oh, what is it?
So it is an IPA. It was what we were going for was a traditional IPA. However, this is not with English malts. This is with.
I'm drinking from the can. Sorry, I can't see it.
Oh, that's perfect. Yeah, don't take a look at it, this fella. Traditional, a traditional IPA. So the idea was to kind of do something different in comparison to the West Coast. Trying to dial back on those hops, the hop heavy, and trying to accent the grains. This particular brew, while I would probably dial it back a little bit, it has some roasted notes from some brown malt and some dark crystals, and is intended to highlight the malty character. And using those dark malts to kind of add to the bitterness and the IBU there, and to kind of so that we could dial back on the hops. The nose and the flavoring is from Centennial, Euconaut, and Little Crystal. So you might get a little herbal, fruit, light citrus. But it's,
I sincerely apologize. Yes, I definitely get that.
No, it's quite all right. But it's this beer was a funky one. This one had it was interesting, to be quite honest. It was an experimental beer, and it's called Mercurial for that reason. Because,
I was gonna ask you the name. Yeah, where did the name come from?
It's from that. It was originally intended to be a pale ale. Funny.
What? Happy mistake. Happy mistake.
I mean, they're always having mistakes. That day, and thinking it was small potatoes, actually ended up cranking up our efficiency. So we got a beer into the brew to the point where we couldn't dilute it anymore, and we had to readjust to an IPA.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
It turned into an IPA on the fly. Yeah. And but once it got into the fermenter, it evolved a lot. Usually, you ferment, you brew a beer. You know what it's going to be like. It's funky at first, and everybody knows it. If you give anybody a try, they're like, "What is this? It's not beer." But it's going to be. But the yeast do their work. But this thing, you come in 1 week, you try it. Come in the next week, and it throw you a curveball, and you didn't know where it was going. Come in the next week, and it was different, and you kept. I don't know. We kept trying it, and it just kept evolving.
Right.
We couldn't quite put our thumb on it until we eventually kegged it. And even then, it evolved a little bit. So we let it rest for a little longer than we wanted it to, because we wanted to throw it out. But finally, it rested on this. It is a malty beer with some roasted character.
Yeah.
Herbal notes and the light herbal notes.
Yeah, you're saying like. The bitterness, I'm not picking up a whole lot of bitterness in this.
No, not
it's
really.
just it's very like just subtle.
Very English like that.
Yeah,
right.
But I mean, it's still that I want to take another sip of it. Like I'm still want to drink more of this. So
that's a plus.
I got lots of it. You can buy it.
So yeah, I'll definitely come and drink this, and I'll bring a few friends with me, and they'll all drink it. So no worries.
Yeah. What I meant about the bitterness though was that we were trying to replace a little bit of the hot bitterness with dark malts bitterness, which is kind of tough because you can get that astringent kind of tannic flavor if you're not too careful, and that's
aspirina.
Kind of the fine line.
Like aspirina.
Aspirina, yeah. No ma. Perfect.
Yeah. Got it.
I'm glad you guys got to taste it. The Smash and the Mercurial were our new offerings. The Quattro and the Nivelar were historical legacy beers.
I'm thinking that you send us
neo-historical.
Yeah, you send us some of the older beers and you send us some of the new beers. So I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah.
Try it all.
Yeah, I love that Quattro Casas. That's good. But okay, so as we're talking about kind of like Align 2.0, we know where you're at now, but what are some things that might be on the horizon, even down the line, or like next weekend?
As soon as a couple weekends from now, we're coming up on our 4-year anniversary in May. So we should have an event and an offering. We got our disaster relief coming back. We will be doing a collaboration with Setting Sun Sake.
Ooh!
Fun.
We'll be doing a Belgian wit with them. We'll be doing that this Sunday. So
Nice.
A couple new loggers. I'm really trying to work on my lager game here.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah, it's a tough one, and a couple sours because I love when you can incorporate another organism or bug into a culture and see what kind of complexities come out of there. So we'll come out with the Goza Berliner Weiss type. See what we can do with that.
Cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we got lots of stuff, is what I meant to say.
Down.
Yes. Now there is something that Memo is very passionate about, and so I put it at the very end of the show because I knew he'd stay to the end of the show, and two, he's very passionate about it. Very passionate about it, and it's something that's very cool. So, please tell us all about collective culture and what that's all about, because I know our listeners will want to hear. Go.
So, collective culture was our there it is. This was my initial venture. It started out from my interest in cell culture and moving into the edible style. Moving in and doing kombuchas, kimchis, krauts, kefirs, ginger beers, anything. And the idea was that I wanted to start a company that was more than just a single product. It was a company that was producing anything, all-encompassing, cultured, fermented products, foods and beverages. But not only was that the goal, that was our offering, but the idea was that not only are we producing a collective culture, it's how we feel society should function, which is the big part. It's the purpose-driven portion of business, and which is why I take such a heart towards community efforts and fundraising efforts, and it's how we want to bring things apart. This company, if you look up the website, still says coming summer of 2019. We are well delayed on this one, and COVID drove us back even farther. We're currently working on this. This company's offerings will be non-alcoholic kombuchas, water kefirs, kimchis, krauts, yogurts, pickled items. And the idea is to sell products, raise some funds, and be a part of our communities, and including local farmers, local economics, and throwing those things back into the community for a lasting effect, but an immediate one is the important one. And so that's our goal there. And so Collective Culture is our mother company. That is who acquired Align. And we're hoping that Align can fall within that and also play along.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
I told you guys it was cool.
Yeah,
That's
awesome.
So do you have any kind of time frame on when some of that might start to come to fruition and debut, where we could taste some of the pickled items and have some of the other beverages as well?
We've got samples.
So. You said 2019, so hold your horses, buddy.
You missed it, Brandon.
Let me get my DeLorean and I'll just go ahead and play it now.
No, we're working hard on that. To the pandemic and getting drawn back, the obvious priority was getting the brewery back up and running, getting these beers, getting this thing streamlined. So now that we are there, we're working diligently to get that site completed and build that out, start creating some products and cranking them out. That Ninja that you saw scooting behind me a little while ago.
That's, in the bright orange.
That's my engineer. Yeah, that's my engineer there. He's finishing up my kitchen.
Nice.
So,
awesome.
So we're getting there. So we're hoping by the fall this year that we'll be able to start some offerings. Cool. So stay tuned. It's ourcollectiveculture.com.
Nice.
Very cool. Very cool. All right. Well, before we get into our number ones of our top threes, can you just tell us, like everybody here, what are the best ways to keep track of everything Align Brewing? Social media, or some, or I don't know if it's just like a ninja underground system. Let us know that too.
He walked by the back.
I wish. And, yeah. And if there is, you tell me. So as of now, historically, it's just been quiet. So we've been trying to revive the Instagram, the Facebook.
Okay.
Currently, we're working on constructing a site where you can even order beers for pickup and delivery.
Nice.
Align having a site? Are you kidding?
Oh, I know, right? Because you don't click it and it goes straight to Facebook. That's my goal. If you can click on my link and it not take you to a Facebook page, that's my goal. I don't care if it's a landing page, but as of now, Facebook, Instagram, that's going to be our best ways to keep up with what we're doing, our new offerings. Anytime we have an event, so follow us there. And as soon as we got things live and up and running, we'll throw them up there, and you can follow from there.
Cool,
nice.
cool. And let us know. We'll let our followers know as well, so they know.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I would appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah.
You got it. All right. Number one time. Hey, Abel, who gets to go first this time?
Well, let's see. I pick him.
Awesome.
Since we've been taking his, we've been taking his choices. I'll let him go first.
So, yeah.
So, Memo, you get to go first, buddy.
Well, y'all already took my intergalactic, man.
You can still say that if that's
you can say
it.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of touched on that one, but that was it. It was that one. I never got a chance to go to the brick and mortar site. I was only offered the collabs with two kids and through my neighbors, Sam and Rob. They were wonderful, and they showed me Alex's goodness through Intergalactic. So it's more of a regret. It's more of a regret for not going rather than wanting to see the rest.
And you know, it's funny because he watches our show a majority of the time, and he's not watching tonight.
He's
so great.
Alex is always here making comments, and he's not here right now. I don't see him.
They had lightsaber fights. Okay.
Yes.
You tell Alex I would be happy to bring him in and create a collaboration.
Yes.
There you go.
And he
Alex,
everything tonight.
Damn it.
All right, Brandon. So what's your number one, Brandon?
My number one is council. Already been said, but I mean, just such a variety of beers and quality across styles. But I'm like Memo here that I really like, funky sour beers, and I love the Magic Factory beers that they put together. Those are so great. Really nice IPAs as well. But from a more personal standpoint, I really enjoyed the fact that they were so charitable. They helped out my charity Beer to the Rescue a lot. They raised more money than any other brewery in San Diego for that charity. I just felt it was really good people, really good ideas, a lot of enthusiasm.
Well, I remember that one year in your charity when they were like no longer around and they like donated like $10,000 or something like that.
That was for
they sold off some of the.
Oh no, that was for the other thing. Oh,
that was the food drive. That was the food drive. Yeah.
There's so many charities, but still, either way, I mean, there were great people to do that.
Absolutely.
It totally speaks to what I was saying. That's the kind of people that they were. And I just felt like of all the breweries that have closed, they were the ones that felt like they still had more to accomplish and more they could accomplish. Other ones feel like they've gone the distance. That's all they really had in them. But council, you knew there was unfinished business, more work to be done. But they're still around too. I mean, you'll run into them when we can have them again at beer festivals because they're around and at brewery tasting rooms. So Chisholm, good people.
Yeah,
I feel we have a consistency in these breweries that we've been talking about. Two Kids, Thunderhawk.
I forgot about Wet and Reckless.
Varieties that they bring.
I love those guys.
Wet and Reckless.
I think you just stole Estella's number one. So
I think without a racist brewery. So
I know he stole your number one, Estella. So what other one did you have as your number one?
I'm gonna have to go with Chuck Alec.
There you go.
I miss Chuck Alec. I think it was mentioned before. Mikey mentioned it. Chuck Alec Beer Garden in North Park was one of my favorite places to go and hang out. The beers are great. Sam Olsen was there, and I love everything she was doing, and I love everything that they were doing. And fortunately, it didn't work out but that was a really good place. I used to hang out there quite a bit. So yeah, that's my number one for sure.
Nice.
Well,
my number one, and some people liked them, some people didn't, but I love the family, the Sheminskys, and I love the brewery, the beers that they made. My favorite, probably my top 5 beers is Velvet Glove. Was Iron Fist Brewery is my one. I wish it can come back. Like, I mean, I never went north of the wall. I never went north of the wall as much just to go to Iron Fist. And then once they opened up down in Barrio Logan, I was like, yes. And so I would go there, have the Nelson Impaler, have the Velvet Glove. I mean, everything was good. And like I said, again, Brandon Sheminski and the whole family was awesome. And I mean, like, again, that's where I feel, Memo's doing this right now. It's like, if you get that environment and the people are like you and stuff like that, and you're nice to them, they'll have a good experience and they want to keep coming back. It's like they like you said, there was no music being played. Now there's music. Well, not now, but so it's one of those things where, like, if you have that, then people are going to like your beers just a little bit more, just because you're giving that love, you're giving that, like, niceness to the experience. There you go. So experience was a big word. I use niceness. Sorry.
Yeah. So for me, Iron Fist was a little bit different. Iron Fist was one of those bigger breweries that took a chance on Barrio. Like there wasn't that before. This was before Thorn was there. I mean, obviously Border X was there, but Border X has always been about, like, my culture, my people. So for them to come into Barrio Logan, where, obviously I was born and raised, that was a big deal for me. And I actually met Brandon for an event even before they opened up that tasting room, because they just wanted to get into the community. And I appreciated that so much, and I loved it. And I was so sad to see them go, because I really did truly. I love that family, and I still talk to Eve, I still talk to Greg, and I still talk to Brandon. So yeah, I love that family. But yeah, that makes me super sad too.
Sorry, I didn't mean to make you sad.
That's all right.
But on the good news, we do have some great breweries coming up soon on our next shows.
Yeah. We have some big news.
And listen up for this first one, because there's something
all right, people. So
cool.
So next Thursday, April 29th, at Virgin Beer Company, the one in Little Italy, Little Italy downtown. What do we call that?
The Arbor. Yeah,
the Arbor. But I mean, what would you call that, downtown?
It's Little Italy.
It's Little Italy.
All right. It's really close by the Music Box. It's really close by Waterfront Park. I went there a week ago. It's beautiful. Everything looks great in there. But we're going to be doing a food and beer pairing with them.
Yes.
With Chef Chewy. You remember Chef
Chewy? Of it.
Yes, you can be a part of it too. So yes, Chef Chewy made a little beer pairing with our foods. Basically for $25, you get it. It's called the Tibbs combo pack. So the Indie Beer Show combo pack. It's only available on Thursday. They open at 11 o'clock, and of course we go live at 7. So you have from 11 to 6 to I would say get there at 11, have some beers, hang out, and then buy the pack, and then go home and watch the show. You'll get the Pistol Pills. Sorry, you'll get the Juice Press IPA, the Travana IPA, the Mixed Greens Double IPA. And also, you get pickled black grapes, chorizo cured ahi, yellow curry kimchi, and what's it? I don't know how to say this word because I'm not French. Bleu de Gouvet cheese. Is that right?
Bleu de Ring.
There you go.
Bleu de Ring.
What that guy?
It's really great. It's really great blue cheese.
So blue cheese.
Cool.
It's French for blue cheese. Yes.
Davern.
Just get it. It's only $25. Just get it.
It's $25. You get 4 beers. You get like 4 tastings with it, and nothing can go wrong. And you can sit there on the show with us, watch it. And again, this is at the Arbor down there in downtown Little Italy. Opens at 11. On Kettner, 1326 Kettner Boulevard, if you need to be sure. Tell them that Abel sent you, and then they'll kick you out. And then tell them Marcella sent you, and they'll kick you out of the city. But Brandon, tell them Brandon sent you, they'll hook you up big time.
Actually, we'll make it even easier on you. What they told me today was that if you just go to virginbeer.com, anytime they're about to put it up online, but you can pre-order it, then go pick it up. So,
nice. Okay.
You'll already be spoken for, not by any of us, so they won't kick you out.
Damn it. Still, you can mention us if you want.
Yeah, say, I love Tibbs, and my favorite member is blank.
There you go.
We'll keep tabs.
So, and then after that, of course, we're going to take a week off to after eating all that food, we need to take a little breather, and then we're going to come back with McIlhenny Brewing. The small brewery out in like the East County somewhere, very, very small. Don't know if you ever heard of them, but Pat and Sean McIlhenny, good people. So we'll have them on for May 13th, and then May 27th, we have One Season Brewery. And then on June 3rd, we'll have Harlan Brewery. And I think it's going to be fun. Yeah, I think it's going to be fun. Yay. Woo!
And if you have any questions,
I'm out.
Ask them. Just hit it. That was beautiful. If you have any questions you want us to ask them, just hit us up at Cheers at Indie Beer, or hit up the event page that we put up on Facebook and just put it in the comments. But we'll try to get that. And if you have any burning questions, we'll actually ask them to an extent. Weirdos. Okay, so at any rate, this is the part where Estella gets to name all the patrons. Perfect. Oh, Lord Almighty! All right, well, I don't have the list in front of me, so
damn it, Estella.
Classic E. Hey, Estella.
Sorry, my dogs were fighting.
We're just waiting for the Patreon shout out.
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
Hey, here's all I want to know: who won and what was the take? Michael Vick.
This guy won. The other one's right there. Oh,
all right, are you ready to read off the patrons, my dear?
Yeah, put the dogs down.
Go.
We were caught with our pants down and no list of patrons.
I'm so sorry, guys.
Oh, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's cool.
All right, let's go.
It's real life, baby.
Yeah. Ben, Bill, Brian and Christopher from Pariah, Brian Gould, Captain Eli, Casey, Dan Diego's, Dante, David Martin. Hi, friend.
Hi.
Doug, Four Brewers Podcast, Garen with Beer Alien, Greg, the Indie Beer Show brand COVID-19 Pandemically Socially Distant Zorbalt LLC. Thank you, Greg and Maggie. Happy Craftsman Podcast, James, Jared, Jason, Jess from Ale Tales, Joaquin, Joseph, Joey from Happy Beer Gear,
we gotta let Jays.
Judith, honorary patron for life, Larry Smith. Love you, friend. Liz Bauer, Matt and Candace Babineau, who are watching, listening right now. Matt from The Perfect Port. Miguel Loza. Mr. Peacock from Tapcraft. Mike Norman, OC Brew Girl, Pacific Beer Chat. Robert from 13 Point. Rudy the Artist. Sergio. Tamales Las Golondrinas. Brian
I love
Beagle.
it when you say that, by the way.
Brian Beagle.
Because it's in actual Spanish. Brian Beagle, Daniel and
Womack.
Vegas J.
Vegas Vay.
Yeah. So if you guys
that's too many J's in there. Too many J's.
So we are releasing exclusive content to our Patreons now, guys. So make sure you are subscribed and make sure you get all that exclusive content. We are recording with every single guest before, and we will have other exclusive stuff. So get ready to hit all that stuff coming your way.
It's pure gold.
Pure gold. Absolutely. Yeah.
Memo can tell you that.
Yeah. He's part of that. It's great, right?
All right. Well, this was a really fun evening. Thank you so much for joining us from your brewery. It was great. And I know that I learned a lot about Align and appreciate the time that you gave us.
Brandon, Abel, Stella, thank you guys for having me.
Thank you.
Good time.
We apologize again. Sorry, friend. Sorry.
I just can't believe that dog fights. I mean, it seems more like a lover than a fighter. I'm so surprised.
Yeah.
He's awful. He's awful. Anyway, sorry. All right.
All right. Well, for myself, for me, Abel, Estella, this has been the Indie Beer Show. Thank you for watching. Good night.
He's had enough with us.